Trash to Cash podcast, episode something or other. How's it going? I'm Dave. And Kevin, immediately unprofessional, has someone walk in the shed. Immediately.
Turner, you're fired, buddy.
Turner's your
fired.
timing is impeccable. Anyways, I don't know.
Seen him in days.
You haven't seen your son?
No, he's been with a buddy at a lake, I think.
My daughter will just be like, hey, can I go to so-and-so's house? And then she gets to their house, and then, every single night, can I stay one more night? Can I stay one more night? And then it's 4 days. We haven't seen our kid in 4 days. She needs to come home. So then she'll come home and invite that kid over to our house.
Oh, yeah,
and that kid will be at my house for 5 days.
Which one do you like better?
I don't know. I prefer
you
to
like
have
action.
Yeah, I prefer to have her.
That. Yeah,
I can keep an eye on her.
You know what's going on.
Anyways, how's everyone doing? Carrie, you doing great? You look like you're doing great.
Nah, yeah, I'm here, dude.
Awesome.
Carrie, if you are wondering at any point in this show what a content creator with a broken phone looks like, it's just Carrie's face. It breaks.
Dude, it's just what do you call that? Folly after folly. There's some term. I forgot what it is. I went to fix the back of my phone, right? Just because it was broke, I was trying to make sure there would be no further issue with my phone because it had stuff exposed. I'm like, I don't want my phone to go out when I'm on the trip. Went to fix it. The insurance didn't cover it, even though I've been paying insurance for 2 years on my phone because it's the back.
Insurance is a scam, sir.
Yeah, apparently. And then I'm like, I'll just pay it out of pocket. I did it. They fixed the back. Looked beautiful. My phone stopped working. Every 2 minutes, it turns off now. And then I'm like, okay, I have to do a whatnot tomorrow and everything. So I'm like, I'll just get a new line. I have a new line, new phone, because I couldn't change this phone and pay it off because I had an order pending and it was 6 p.m. Just one thing after another.
So do you have a new phone number?
Well, this is on my old phone. This is my same phone number. It's on my same phone number, but I can't get my Apple without figuring out my password.
So you have a burner phone now, which will be good. Which will be good for your big trip. You got a burner phone.
Well, but connected to nothing. That's my problem. I have to figure out
Well, you got this broken phone that you can talk for 2 minutes. It's actually the perfect burner phone. Meet me on the corner of Sunset and Fourth.
It is true.
And then it just shuts off on you. It's untraceable.
You'll get it figured out. It'll get fixed.
I hope.
I promise. Dave will fix. I promise you, Dave will take care of your problems tomorrow.
I probably can fix it. I was thinking about that. I think ideally you probably want to get the phone back to the place you bought it because you went to a reputable place. I don't think they're going to try to screw you. Go back there, get them to fix the broken one, then do the transfer once your phone actually works, and then sell the broken phone for a couple $100 on eBay because now it's fixed. And everyone's
that's probably
recoup some of your money.
Don't
worry about it. This is a reselling podcast, guys.
Yeah.
So we always resell our phones when we break them.
Phone
podcast.
You can just
literally sell it for parts too.
Since when is it Hey, the people have spoken. I don't know if you saw the episode. I guess it's 2 episodes ago now, but they're like, hey, y'all actually gave good advice about reselling. You need to do this more often. So officially, this is an official only reselling podcast.
When did we give good advice about reselling?
I don't know.
I think it's only our fans that are saying that. Only fans are saying that.
Only fans?
Well, listen, what I will say, the evidence is in. Kevin on a secret podcast financially really did well.
Yes, very lucrative.
I don't know.
I can afford my new phone that's not very useful, but I can afford it at least.
We got 6 new members from you being on a secret podcast, which really kind of hurt me and Carrie's feelings. We're doing amazing top tier quality.
It shouldn't hurt your feelings, Dave. You should be credited for it. You're the one who trapped me into doing it unknowingly.
That is true. And you know who we trapped into doing it in the most? Did you see the most recent secret episode me and Carrie did while you were vacationing?
I did not.
On Friday, we dropped on our Saturday morning when you were yard sailing.
Oh, yeah.
Did you go yard sailing on Saturday?
Did I?
Yeah.
Saturday, yes. Yes, Saturday I did. It was pretty slow.
We did a secret episode with Harold Tornado. And
really?
On Saturday, yeah.
Boy, you really did. So if he outperforms my big increase in subs,
he's.
Will he take over for me?
He doesn't have the sexual magnetism you have.
Well,
Kevin. So you should take that.
Start off the episode by saying it was a sexy episode because Josh was on it and not Kevin.
So well, I don't feel like
we got to pick a hill to die on, Carrie.
I don't know. Younger. I don't remember what we talked about, to be honest.
In the comments, who's sexier, Kevin or Carrie? Let us not Carrie, Kevin or Harry.
Well,
Kevin
that's not even a question. Carrie. It's me. But between
Tomato, well, he's younger. I mean,
Carrie is sexier.
He's way younger. I don't even. He's got the man beard. He's got the. He looks like the alpha male, and then you hear him talk, and it's like, maybe not so much, you know.
That's true.
Okay,
that's true.
So just give your vote. Just one word down there, Kevin or Harry. Harry. Don't use his real name.
Harry. Or tomato. Just tomato emojis.
Tomato man.
Or what's Kevin's emoji? Corn.
That was very nice of Josh to do that. That was very good.
Nice him, yeah.
I've never been on a podcast with him. You know that.
Yeah, no, that was on purpose.
Yeah, he requests that. Yeah,
yeah. He said, "Do not have Kevin. If Kevin's on, I'm not."
Although when we went live from the Trash Cash Orlando Bash, he was on there with us, or not with us, but around. You know, you're walking around and stuff. That was good. Oh, I like that. How do I zoom in on me?
I don't
know if I want to. Don will look at my hair and realize it's real.
Now I'm like Carrie sized.
Carrie, Don will be happy to know that it's not just a Bonanza thing. Every video I get now, it's talking about Grecian formula and all that stuff.
I love it.
I don't know if it's the same people or
I love
it's a
Don's
burner account.
It's beautiful that we're chipping away at your image one true fact at a time.
Do you know
something I'm proud of?
Really has been bothering me. I don't know if you go on Facebook, but when you go on Facebook, if you just like scroll nowadays, every other image is an AI generated image that says, why don't things like this ever go viral? Why don't things like this ever get up? And it's
I noticed that.
It's like the dumbest picture. Like it's a soldier holding 5 babies and it's just AI generated, but it's like wholesome. Every wholesome image. Why don't things like this go viral? And it's just all so fake. And if you look at the comments, everyone thinks they're real. All these brands, yes, they're like, oh my gosh,
I can believe that.
I'll support it, and it's like it's just a fake picture.
There's a lot of begging, kind of like Dave does for the Patreon. There's a lot of begging going on, even in regular posts on different sites. Like I saw an old guy, he's like, I'm 103 and I served at World War II or Korea or something. Like this, if you appreciate me or something like that.
Yeah, okay. I saw the trend like, help me pay off my debts. Just watch this past 1 minute, and if we just get 5,000 people watch it for that long, I'm going to pay off my school. And it's like, oh my gosh, this is
it's like the Flip the World thing. Did you see the Flip the World thing that he gave up on? By the way, he's going to do a video a day until he gets $10,000.
Nobody has ever finished one of those challenges, like where it's like dollar to. I don't even care if it's $100. Everybody quits. Everybody gives up because it's hard and nobody watches.
We don't quit. We keep at it.
Yeah, but we're not doing some lame series like $1 into one. There's somebody I swear doing like $10 into $1 million. I swear I saw that on eBay or YouTube, and I'm like, that's going to take forever, and it's never going to happen. Also,
I'm scrolling Facebook to try to find one of these posts, and of course now they're not showing up. There was a weird like baby in the ocean one that said, "Oh, here's a weird one." Like, this is just, like, so fake, and no one believes something.
Whatever, this come from Dave. Look at his most recent thumbnails, y'all. Come on.
Yeah, well, I know.
Ridiculous,
it's not
man.
good.
Have a little bit of couth, a little bit of respect for yourself.
Listen, for all the people out there, I did some normal thumbnails lately that are just like...
Yeah, they're like too normal, though. They're like just you and Microsoft Paint, like something from 1995 Windows, like some emoji. Dude, it's bad. I was thinking about that the other day. I'm like, where are you getting these? They're
I wanted to
way
do
bad.
It. I was kind of an experiment right now with me. It's like, okay, can I have like I know none of them are going to go crazy or anything, but like my picker video today, I did some nice looking things, I guess. I don't know, but it was just like garage sale, you got to dig or something like that, right? It wasn't hey, I made $10 million, and it's a 4.
Did you split test it?
I did not split test it. I told you I used to do that. If you'd listened, I would have told you. I told you that a long time ago.
People didn't hear that. They didn't. They may not have heard that.
No, but you asked me about that today. I told you about it 5 months ago.
So. Well, anyways, I tried it today, and what did you think of my result? My result, I thought, was like worthy of doing.
Well, when you have 3 different images to test, it skews the numbers because now you have one that performed better than the other 2, but the other 2 are so similar. You need to put those together and see if they combine. How do you know that one's not better than the other? Because the 2 were so similar. These people don't care about this. This is inside baseball stuff. They don't care about it.
No, they don't care about it.
They care about how much you didn't sell.
That's what the Secret
That's
Podcast
true.
is for. But I do like how the thumbnail tester on YouTube gives you, like, instead of a click-through rate, a watch time. You know, how much time it generated. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I think that's a more important statistic. So I kind of like that. But anyways, what did I sell? What didn't I sell? I don't know. I sold a bunch of crap. Did you sell a bunch of crap?
Well, I did a video that came out. Jeez, when did it come out? I guess it's been out for a while now because we're filming this early. But my sales remember I said on the last podcast or 2 podcasts ago, my sales had just collapsed.
Yeah.
And they did. They were like half what they used to be. And I said, all right, here's what I'm going to do about it. Instead of saying eBay sucks and whatever. And I'm like, here's what I'm going to do about it. And I did it. And we put in the work. And every single morning when I got up, I'd put like a day, wake up at the crack of dawn and go to town, And sales just, not only did they double from that week, they went up from the 2 weeks before when they were really good. So, but it has been some work, boy.
My sales are in the crapper. They're in the crapper. And I'm not really sure why. I'm still listing 10 a day. But I will say, like, the inventory is not quite as good. Actually, we got a question on the Patreon. Let's read that now. That would be a timely thing from Anti-Zero, friend of the show. He said, honest question, does the draft bank method actually work? Or is the reason Dave is having more sales just because he's actually listing more? I tried the draft bank, and it seems like I had the same amount of sales, just with more headache of having to go back each day to list.
Yeah, so I would say this. It's not the bank having the bank itself. The bank is just to ensure that on those tough days when you can't do the stuff that it might take to get the listings up, that they're already ready. And so you don't ever have a lapse in posting. So the key, and this is me, of course, we had tech last week on this thing, but it's if you have the discipline to do 10 a day or 12 a day or 15 or 40 a day or whatever it is, if you do that consistently, that's what matters. It's not the draft, but I just like to work off the draft because you can do it.
The most important thing is trying to log into your new phone during the show. I think that.
Sorry, dude. This is like actually working. Just give me a second, man. I'm serious. I'm stressing out, man.
This is the real deal. That's all right, Kerry. Look, I've always wondered if this podcast could work with me and Dave. I've never thought it could.
Yeah, no,
Matter of fact.
You wouldn't even let us go live. You wouldn't even let us go live last week until
I would not even work. Aren't you glad I didn't? Aren't you glad I didn't? Aren't you glad I didn't?
The only guarantee I can give you, Kerry, is that problem will still be there in an hour.
I know. I just want it to go away. Oh man,
it will, dude.
You need to get like a staff like Kevin of personal assistants.
Dude, I have to handle everything, and I suck at it. That's my problem.
I suck at it too. That's the problem. Dave, look, here's my fix for you. I'm telling you, Kerry, Dave will do something because Dave is a good friend.
Yeah,
and he can't see you in pain. That's what it is.
We can fix it. You should have 2 devices linked to your Apple account. So anyways, we'll talk about that.
Should we send a message to Art?
Art of Resale, bring him in.
One sec, I'm done.
That was funny.
Wait,
I just wanted to write something down so I didn't forget. Sorry.
There you go.
Give the backstory of that episode. I don't think we really went into it. Well, maybe we did, but.
By the way, I was supposed to go on the Art of Resale podcast, right? He's like, come on. He was giving me crap like. This is Art in a nutshell. I'll tell you guys a little bit of inside baseball on Art. So we had a discussion. He wanted me on, and then he was kind of giving me crap that like I always get the vibe like he's saying like you don't want to hang out and you don't want to do anything. I'm like, okay, so we're talking about doing it, and then he just puts me on silent notifications in the middle of the discussion, and then I'm like, okay, well, like because he was probably going to bed. I don't know. So then we talk about it after he came on the podcast, and I actually messaged him. I'm like, dude, I'll do your podcast. Just let me know when. And he said, oh, let's do Saturday. Everything. We talked about it, when and everything. And then Saturday I messaged him. He's like, I haven't been home all day. I forgot about it. I'm like, okay, I'm done trying. I tried. Don't get mad at me because I tried to assertively go on your podcast.
Blown off by the Art of Resale. Can I ask this question about the phone? You never told me, I don't think. How did you break the back of it? Like, did you drop it?
Dude, I dropped it a couple times, but the first time was at the Jacksonville airport.
Okay.
So, I mean, technically your fault.
Wait, what?
Because, like, I wouldn't have been, the floor is harder there than
I will
other
say this:
airports.
if you were here, I could fix up your phone real fast there for you.
No, that's what I'm saying.
A little puppy that's still alive.
That's like the real best part about moving to Florida is just having a Geek Squad member nearby at all times.
Kevin's holding Wallen. Is that Wallen?
No, it's Poncho. Wallen's right here, but they got in.
R.I.P. By the way, R.I.P. Wallen, just laying there lifeless.
How are the mosquitoes up there right now? They're pretty bad down here.
I was on the back deck with my wife today, and oh my gosh, it was brutal. But they come after me. She never gets bit.
Same with my wife.
I don't understand why.
My wife. I think it's because they wear perfume and stuff and makeup, and we just smell like
it might be
filthy men.
I gotta put these dogs up.
Okay, Kevin's gonna go put these dogs up. That's kind of erratic. Anyways, so Carrie, how are the sales?
The sales where?
On eBay. eBay.com.
eBay.com. I can't really check very easily on my phone right now, but I've been selling a lot. We've been selling good stuff that Don finds.
Nice.
And I had selling.
Go ahead,
Kevin. We're letting Carrie talk, sir.
I was trying to participate.
So we had like a big buyout. If you follow my card channel, which I know you both are big fans, I had a buyout from Jesse of cards, and we made pretty much all the money back and a profit through Whatnot. And then I had some cards left over, so I was having some good sales, some good $20, $30, $40-ish sales. That's really where I'd like to be long term. Believe it or not $1.50 cards, but like the $20 to $100 range.
You bought a bunch of stuff from him then, huh?
Well, yeah, I bought a collection from him. It was, as far as cards are concerned, it wasn't a ton of physical cards. It was maybe a couple hundred, maybe 300 cards, but it was good stuff. It was
quality stuff.
How much
quality
did you spend?
stuff. I spent $600.
Okay. All right.
But I had like graded stuff and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I started to focus on a little bit on my flipper channel. Is one of the things that I've started to ask people who are struggling, where do you source? And I really think that it's getting harder on the typical places to source, Goodwill or whatever. I think Josh had a video about this a couple weeks ago. And it is hard. If you're just going out to those places and the prices are going up, to find good merchandise that has a good sell-through rate, it's harder. I'm not saying it's impossible. And so that's kind of what keeps your store going.
Yeah.
What are you doing, Dave?
What?
Is getting that good stuff. It's harder to find it. So doing those buyouts, finding an alternative
it's less. It's a lot less
source.
than that. No, I'd go lower for Kev lower. That's very that's about right. 2.5, 3.
That wasn't even a planned bit, guys. We're just comedy like that, just straight out the butt.
This is a comedy reseller adjacent podcast. We're a big deal.
Lose
a very
more
small
subs.
community.
Did we lose some more?
No,
I'm going to look on eBay now,
subs.
so I'm not playing on my phone. I'm looking on eBay.
I wish we would lose subs when you did stuff like that. I wish, but we don't.
That's what they're here
really.
for, Kev. That's what they're here for. But no,
yes.
Listen, my sales on eBay went down to like $2,000 last week for multiple weeks, like mid to 3. I really don't know.
Weren't you supposed to go up because you're not sourcing, dude?
Well, that's what I'm trying to. That's why I asked why.
Yeah, I don't have a good reason for
your sales are up. You just had a really good source, and so what I started to do, other than sourcing normally, because I went to the 301, sourced pretty good. It's been slow around here, and I'm like, okay, I got to bring in some good stuff, and so I knew it would be tough. The 4th of July weekend, there wasn't going to be much out there, so I did 2 private buys from some local folks. I'm like, I've got to find good stuff, keep this thing rolling, and that's what we did. So you just got to keep it doing.
Well, no,
man.
and there's something to that, right? Like, I'm not buying crazy hauls. Right. And Tekken Sports even said, like, dude, you just went and bought an amazing tool haul worth thousands and thousands of dollars.
That's why it was
so high. But I've been working through my unlisted shelf, and I basically today officially got it emptied, except for 2 little bins of smalls. This shelf in here, like, I had nothing unlisted. I had to go down to my container. And garage sale at my container, which is free garage sale. Really, it's kind of nice. And I've done that several times.
The sunk cost.
Yeah, I've done that. I've done that several times over, and every time I go.
Sorry, go ahead.
I'm interrupting every time I go, I fill my car with crap that's good for eBay, and I'm always like, oh, that's probably all of it. But then I went back today, and I filled it with stuff that's good for eBay again. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, it's like unlimited eBay inventory over here.
Need to do. It's like it's like Hanukkah all over again. Just get that new oil on the lamp, man.
Exactly.
All right, Carrie, what were you going to say?
Never ends
No,
up.
I was going to say, like, this is actually a really good thought, and I had it, and I want full credit for this.
Okay, you get it.
Everybody's always like, you got to attack your death pile and get through it, but the reason it's your death pile is because typically it's the leftovers, it's the stuff you're not excited about, typically because it's not the most valuable stuff, right?
Not even necessarily. It's just not exciting.
Not necessarily, but in general.
In general. It's not the value.
I think a lot of times
Dave's
for a lot of
those
people,
vacuum cleaners.
I listed them all.
But I think for a lot of people, it is like the $10, $15. Like for me, a lot of times it's the $10, $15. Well, for me, it's like the $1.50 cards. And that's the thing. Like if you actually don't go source for a couple weeks and you focus on your death pile, it might not mean you're going to make a significant amount more. You're just going to stop spending. That's where you really make the money, is that you're not having an outlay of cash.
2 sales from the vacuums this week, Kevin. Filter Queen hose.
There you go.
The hose for the Filter Queen, $40. And the little attachments for the Filter Queen, $45. Just for those 2 little bits.
So yeah,
$85.
That's nice. So I agree with you, Carrie, but I kind of think that it also depends on the person. So it depends on what that person puts in their death pile. Is that person like Dave, where he'll put value in the death pile because he's so rich he doesn't care about the money. Yeah. He just doesn't want to do the work on an unsexy vacuum cleaner. Or because there are some people I know that they will literally put the cheap items in there. It doesn't matter what it is. They're not wedded to anything. They want the cash out of it real quick. So the expensive items are where it gets listed no matter if they're hard or not. So I think it depends on what type of person. Now, my new system really is working where I don't really have a death pile. It's sorted into like this is when I'm going to sell it.
Yours is like all junk though,
where I'm
right?
going to sell
like it's all kind of garbage, so it doesn't really matter when it goes up,
Something like that. So I'm a little bit worried though, to be honest with you, Dave. For me, with this new system the way it is, I'm going to have to source in the wintertime because normally I have that death pile that's unorganized and it's just mountainous, and I just pull from it. And I'm not going to have that this year. I'm not going to have it. So I'm going to.
You can come down here and source. Okay, so Listen, I just looked. My 10 items from the death pile that I listed today, average price $24. So it's not like huge dollar stuff, but still, it's $250, $240 of death pile.
And you got to get through it. Yeah. And let me tell you, this is what I get excited about. I don't know if you ever be able to pull it off, but if you could empty that container out to a certain level, you could segment that thing to like, okay, here's all the Halloween stuff that's going to go on a live show on Dibdit or whatnot. Here's all the Christmas stuff that's going, and you could make sections, and you could, while you buy during the year, fill it up because that's what I'm doing.
What shins? I can make what shins?
Sections.
What was the first part?
You could make sections.
Yeah, what was the whole part?
Just the first part of that.
Way out of it. Start from the start.
What shins?
What? Are you serious? Did I go out? You weren't paying attention.
What's the first part of that word? You're taking too long.
That's a stretch. Even for you, that's a pretty big stretch.
It took too long. If
he'll talk about sex normally. You don't have to trick him into it.
If he had just said it would have been good.
But seriously, doesn't that sound interesting? That's what I'm doing, and I'm excited about it. I
already have a plan for the shipping container, Kev. I'm emptying it out. And then I'm going to get it professionally spray foam insulated. Then I'm going to paint it black. And then me and Carrie are going to record Trash to Cash from in there. And we're going to have you up on like a projector up on the wall behind us. And we're sitting across from each other. And then you're projected behind us. And that's going to be the new look of the podcast. And it's going to be full screen.
So you're telling me you're not going to use your storage container for storage anymore?
I might use the front half. But the back half is going to be a little studio.
Well, there you go.
I'm going to go ahead and say that the way me and Dave die are being locked in the storage unit because I'm already scared of that. Don't close the door.
Just imagine two comfy, cushiony chairs next to each other, and then like a projected Kevin right there on the back wall, and we're literally just sitting there having a conversation. And then it's full screen. I don't know how to do it yet.
Is that really doable?
I don't know, but I'm going to try it.
Kevin has to have internet for that.
It's so annoying. When are you getting good internet? It is annoying, officially.
Is it not working?
No, but I want you to use a good mic, and you can't use a good mic because your computer can't do internet.
I got one of them fancy little things you plug into your phone that has.
It'd be better than the rubbing on your shoulder.
Dude, he's got like a 1998 Lenovo.
Go listen to some of the old shows. You're just going to hear this. You're going to hear this. Wait.
I know.
just all the time. Your little, it's obnoxious.
Sounds like you're buttering your corn over there, Dave.
Well, I do like a buttery corn.
His new thing. Every innuendo has to do with the 1700s for Kevin. He's
no, it has to do with a random.
You're burning
TikTok.
the witch.
No, it has to do with a random TikTok I sent him that no one understands. I love that. It's like here's an joke that no one gets: the buttered corn.
I don't even know.
Dawn responded to it today.
Hey,
Carrie,
we haven't even talked about, and I know why we're not talking about this. The last podcast. I wonder how it did because we're filming it right before it comes. But right before that one came out, we're filming this one.
Well, yeah. Dude, you know what? So it's not out yet. Let me ask you. I didn't really like put Tekken's name or like capitalize on Tekken. Should I?
Yes.
I didn't. All I did was
only use his name. Only use his name.
Sports meets the art of resale.
I put
bringing the community together.
I put
teaching Tekken Sports how to sell online.
There you go, teaching Tekken Sports.
I put how dangerous is it to list new items on eBay? Because we were talking about how you can
Tekken Sport. That's a waste. No, I mean, like I know
questions, Dave.
I know, but they work for me all the time, so I don't really understand why you hate them because they work fine. So what if it says at Tekken Sports? Guarantees you'll get banned if you sell new items on eBay. Listen, you guys have
put his reputation out there. That's a good way to make friends.
Well, I've got the thumbnail says you will get banned, so we could just have the title be like, you won't believe what at Tekken Sports said.
Well, he didn't say that, but he did what's the word I'm looking? Insinuate.
I'm going to give you guys the ability and the right.
I love that we're using my like weird thing that I'm worried about, like selling new items, and we're turning that into the episode title.
Well, no, Tech said it was a concern. He said it was.
I literally
risky.
Took tags off new items because I was worried because I watched what Tech said.
See, that ticks me off, and I said it on the thing. I'm like, okay, are we just going to capitulate and fall over to these people? That can't be so. It cannot be so. It makes
I wouldn't
no
Capricorn
sense.
a thing, dude. Don't worry about it.
I'm not saying that the concern's not right. I'm saying that it should not be a concern.
Well,
and there are resellers out there that will argue with me. Well, he made one of the arguments, and I'm not saying he's wrong. And when you build a business like his, you want to protect it at all costs. Same thing, Carrie. You want to protect your business. Yeah. So do I. But it's not, part of me wants to fight whenever I see this stuff, not be like, and I made this complaint when Rockstar Flipper did his thing, it's not worth it, don't list this thing. I'm like, screw that. List it and fight, but some people can't, right?
You can only fight when you have some sort of position of power or something to fall back on.
Yeah, like if you're best friends with the owner of eBay.
If you lose your eBay account fighting it, then you're screwed and you got to work it in and out, and they don't want me back.
Kevin, why don't you get Daily Refinement unbanned, Kevin?
Yeah.
Is a voice not enough? Because I don't know what went on. I can't speak for that.
So what do you think happened?
I can't speak for that. What are you trying to do, Dave? What are you trying to do?
Does a man not bleed?
I don't know, and I don't want to comment because I don't know.
Anyways, if you guys want to change the title to add Tekken's name to that episode, do it before Tuesday. I've got it in there. I think the thumbnail.
You heard Kevin here. He doesn't know and he doesn't want to comment on it.
You guys decide if you want to put his name in there.
I want to add art to it. Just put Tech's face up there and say the art of resale. That's what you do, right there.
I like how the whole episode he's like, I don't know you. It's probably wise. He was very wise about art.
Well, it was very nice of both of them to come on and bail out Carrie for not showing up.
2 weeks in a row, really Carrie's let us down. That's 2 weeks in a row.
No, he's in a good mood now, Dave. Why did you do that? Why did you do that?
You understand? It took me like 25 minutes to warm up. Now you're throwing me off.
I waited almost 30 minutes to brag. So
what do you want to brag about?
Do it now. Because I had 2 days over $1,000 right in a row.
Oh, you mean on your Commonwealth Picker revenue?
On the foot
your ad revenue on Commonwealth Picker? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, well, something like that.
Really?
No, on eBay. On eBay.
Dude, he's almost there.
So you're confirming you make $1,000 a day on YouTube. Understood.
I actually have to give Jay Wright a little bit of credit, and I hate to do that.
I was on his podcast, by the way.
Yeah, I know. And I had a question that you were supposed to answer, and
I did.
You were not going to like the answer. I was like,
dude, I said I like you both.
Well, that's just what he said. I'm just saying.
I didn't say nothing mean.
I was watching him and Sonny, and it was right when my sales were crap, Dave, when they were just terrible. And I was like, okay, I've got to get back because I always do this 3 to 5 listings in the morning, And then my wife might chip in 1 or 2 here and there. You know, she doesn't do a ton, but maybe 10 a week. And then later in the day, I find time and I get 3, 4, 5, 6, 12 up later in the day, depending on the day. And I have not had that time lately. And he said he was going to list for 90 minutes, not an amount, not a certain amount of items, not a dollar amount. He was going to list for 90 consecutive minutes every day. I'm like, huh. And I'm like, I don't know if I can do 90 in the morning, but I'm going to do 60. And that's what I started doing, and my sales just shot right up. Plus, I had good stuff, which always helps. I got that stuff in. You didn't listen to anything I just said.
What?
You said you listed stuff, right? You listed some
the people
stuff.
listened, Kevin. This. No, the people listened, and they appreciated what you said. Did we need to respond? If we did, you're gonna have to.
We're giving you undivided time. Right, we don't have to listen, though.
You're ADHD. I don't know what I am, and I don't know that I'm anything.
You're
to be honest with you, but I am very easily.
EDHD.
Mike Death Pile Picker will tell you this.
Heavy duty ED.
I'm very easily distracted, extremely. Like, if I sit down to list something and anything else happens on my phone or whatever, I'm immediately drawn away to it, and I got to get back to it. And I don't know that that's you. Is that you? Are you even listening now? What are we doing?
You lost me again.
Tornado. Somebody call him up.
You get a couple minutes every episode to just wander, just kind of go where you want.
He's meandering into some point.
Just meandering into something. I don't know what it was, but he was. This is what your people like. This is what your people like. This is like it reminds them of the stories that they used to tell when they were going across the Oregon Trail and Tommy had syphilis or
Kevin,
dengue fever or something.
I did.
Do you list by time, Dave?
Listen, I did kind of hear you because I just like to pretend I didn't. With my ADHD, no, I don't usually get super distracted super quickly, but if I do get distracted, I hyper-focus on the distraction.
Yeah.
So I'm I'm in a constant state of hyper-focus. So I'm hyper-focused on something, and I don't know the world's passing me by. But if something draws me away, first of all, I get angry because it drew me away. Mm-hmm. But then I hyper-focus on that for like 3 hours, and I'm like, oh, crap. I just hyper-focused on the wrong thing for 3 hours. I have to get back to this. So I know what you're talking about. That's like just straight up ADD, where you're just constantly changing things. You might have some light ADD. But for me, I have so much hyper-focus that when I get distracted, it's aggressive, it's long, and it can ruin a whole day. So
yeah, okay, I got you, because I feel like you're the person that could sit down and list forever in a row, which I think you are. But at the same time, if something doesn't go quite right, you might be the person who doesn't list for a week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh no, absolutely. That's what I was talking to Tech about. That's why I decided to do Draft Bank, because I'm so inconsistent with things that I have to kind of,
I feel like
do it at once.
I feel like I can't get stuff done without the hyper focus. Like I can't actually this whole thing that was bothering me today. If I didn't hyper focus on it based on how I am as a person, I'd never get it done.
You would never have been able to spend $500.
I would just be. Yeah, I would just meander around. What, $1,200? What are we talking
I said
about?
I said you never would have been able to spend $500 if you hadn't hyper focused, which is
exactly.
literally a thing I do too. Like, oh, I've got to solve this now. Oh, I just spent $900.
No, I think I just threw more money when I didn't need to. But that's like the only way I can get things done sometimes. If not, I'm like in a good mood and I'm just singing karaoke on the computer for 2 hours and I got no listings done.
We need that recording, by the way, for a secret episode. Just want to say that right here and now. The Carrie 2 hours singing.
If Luke Perry was alive today, he would look like you right now.
Luke Perry died?
If he's
rest in peace,
but alive though, not like what he would look like right now. A year, 2
I don't know.
Years
didn't
after.
he die? He had a
he did.
He died.
He died.
I got like the Luke. I kind of got like the little bouffant, the bouffant,
I didn't know he
as
died.
the kids say. Dude, he did.
Bringing
Rest
the
in
sad
peace.
news, guys. Jeez.
You'd have told me when I was a kid.
He's only 52.
To Bob Barker. Yeah. Oh boy.
You know what?
I got them both off.
The Beethoven dog. Beethoven dog. Air Bud is dead. Air Bud's dead.
Well, that makes sense.
Milo and Otis both dead.
Now listen, Air One is like Air Bud. Have you heard of Air One?
Oh, that's where you can get like $40
So,
smoothies.
Kevin, have you heard of Air One? It's a grocery store. It's a grocery store.
They have one in Bedford.
It's a grocery store. Probably not. A grocery store on the West Coast, and it's like catering to the ultra rich, I guess, because it's like Whole Foods, but 4 to 5 times the price. But no better quality.
Dirt in everything.
No better quality.
This is a smoothie, but it has dirt.
Like I've watched like Good Mythical Morning and stuff compare food from there, and it like never scores highly. It's just like standard. And you'll see people do TikToks where they go in there and they're like getting a thing of grapes, and it's $46 for like a pound and a half of grapes. And this is like actually a successful business model. And the company I used to work at started out as a company that like targeted the low end and the cheapest, slim margins, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And as time went on, they got acquired. They ended up transitioning to this like super high margin, low quantity thing, and they ended up being more profitable. And so it makes you wonder what you should be focused on with the eBay side of things. See,
I have
the Erewhon model. Who's doing the Erewhon model? That's a good YouTube. Somebody
Rocky
steal
Top.
that.
I have two.
Not Rocky Top. He has hot sales at the moment though. I did share that.
That's true.
I have two different commenters who comment like that all the time. I'm like, well, they're good. They're good folks. They're nice folks. They watch me all the time. I'm like, well, why are you watching me? Right? But they say it all the time. Like, I only do high end, and I can't remember what categories they're in. But man, there are people who literally just do super high end. But here's the key: you have to force yourself out of the way that you think as far as sourcing goes. You have to like, okay, I'm going to not sell this anymore, and then you don't have any merchandise, and then it pushes you towards the places where you can find the merchandise you want, and that's hard for some folks. It's hard for me.
No, it's still hard for me.
Because I don't want to stop sourcing garage sales. Period. I'm not going to do it.
It's hard for me, but I'm editing footage and I watch it back, and I'm like, some of the stuff I'm buying, I'm like, I don't want to buy that stuff anymore. Like, I just don't really want to buy it. Even like action figures, Carrie. I know this is kind of like sacrilege, but I kind of don't want to buy action figures anymore. Is that weird?
I think the only thing that works is if you do what you feel. If you don't feel it anymore, then it's going to work. But if you still want to be sourcing action figures, you'll find a way. You'll just lot them up.
Like, I look around and I'm just sitting here like, okay.
You find Thundercats or Silverhawks or Micro Machines like in a lot, and they're cheap enough, you'll make more than 15 all day. $1,500 on a lot of that.
It pays off when you go, because that's Uncle Steve, right? He went, I remember he's the 100-mile yard sale for 2 days last year, and I'm like, you didn't buy anything. I haven't found anything yet. I'm like, what are you talking about? My truck's full. And he ended up buying from one of the very last sales he went to, and he got like $2,000 in like 3 items, and that was it.
You know what's funny?
Right?
In my death pile, Kevin, you were with me. We went to this yard sale where you bought something and then had to bring it back because it turned out it was damaged. Remember, it was in like
yeah. I remember exactly.
And while you were doing that,
I remember what you bought.
No, I don't think it was me who bought it. Maybe Carrie bought it, and Carrie had
you backed out of a deal. You drove back.
One of the three of us, but it wasn't me. I didn't buy the broken thing. I think Carrie might have bought the broken thing, or you did. It wasn't me.
It's on brand.
They had some like Louis L'Amour books there, et cetera, et cetera. And so I
told you not to buy them.
Yes, you did, and I didn't. But I went over there to the other side, and I was bragging because I got like a really good pickup. It was like a trailer brake system for an RV.
Yeah, I remember it.
Where you're like towing a car. That was sitting in my death pile. I found that the other day and listed it for $500.
Yeah, $500. Yeah, I remember that.
Just sitting
That's
there.
hilarious.
Just sitting there. I'm like, I guess I should list this for $500. Click.
First of all, that is what happened. So Carrie doesn't call me the back out guy. I just literally had bought a leather jacket from a guy. I can't remember what it was, but and when I was walking away, and we talked to the guy. He lived in California near where I live, and we already had developed a relationship. And I'm like, oh, dude, this thing had a big tear under the arm, and I didn't see it. And I was like, hey, whatever. And he's like, yeah, no problem.
Do you remember that one time we went to the flea market and you were wearing like that Charles Lindbergh giant coat? And you
was freezing in Florida.
You look like a decrepit, like
listed.
Dude, it can get cold in Florida.
Amelia Earhart or something.
I was so cold. I went looking at this guy's jackets for something I could make some money on and put on.
I bought gloves.
Honestly, you looked kind of cool. That should have been a thing you went with for a while, kind of like an adventurer guy.
Well, and it looks very swingery too.
It did. Okay, so there was plenty of room within the aprons for everyone.
But
I made a change. I made a change today, and I think it's really easy. I think that the viewers are really going to appreciate it. We don't need to do it long term, but I wanted to do it. This episode is going to be like a week late, so it will have happened for like a whole week now, and I think we would have seen the comments. I turned on this whole shopping feature on YouTube on my cooking channel where like you can recommend products on the shop. And so what I've done for our last 3 videos and the upcoming video is I've turned on Shop for Trash to Cash. The only products
without permission.
The only products it recommends, Carrie, Depends
preparation
and pineapple.
Yes.
So I really So people are going to see the little
product. Do we choose?
No, I chose it. And so like when people watch the video, the last 2 videos, I can add tucks on the bottom left.
Do extends. Do some extends.
Oh, extends.
I got Preparation 8 extends.
Pineapple product.
I
do like some sort of ball and gag or some
from Walmart.
Do one of those.
Listen, we're not going to get any
recreational.
We're not going to get any commission on the pineapple, but I still did it just for gags. Just for gags. 0% commission.
That's awesome.
That's hilarious.
That's great.
That is too funny. I love it. Hey,
I hope people are buying pineapples from our link.
I wanted to make another point. Sometimes it pays off. I talk about these $2,000 days, and I had one $500 sale in one day and one $500 sale in the other day, and both of them. Well, I was talking about Uncle Steve, and so he doesn't pick lower end stuff. And we were at a sale. I negotiated a deal, and he said, "Hey, did you see that thing over there?" And I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Look at that." So I went over and looked at it because in his mind it wasn't going to be like a really good thing, and I ended up buying it for $5, so for $495, and he was incredibly nice. I was like, "Dude, I don't want to show you this, but check this out." And he was like, "Oh, that's awesome, man." So that's
what was
cool.
the item?
So shout out Uncle Steve. I don't know if actually, it's aired by now, I think. If it hasn't, it will be soon. It was a Great White gold album. And if you look it up, and he may have looked it up.
Oh, you sent me a picture.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
And it had
honestly.
a cassette in there, too. And you look them up, and there's a few out there. What is this?
That's Carrie.
That's how interested he is in the story. Continue.
And they're not that much money. But this one was actually addressed to the producer of that album. It was his, and that's what jacked the value of it. So.
Can I tell you, I cannot believe that the stupid title, Resellers Hate This Reselling Podcast, did so well.
Is doing really well.
Such a crappy title.
Clickbait. Everybody loves negative clickbait.
But it's true. Like, maybe it's just the fact that it's like, oh my gosh, they finally realized it. Like, I'm willing to watch now.
Really good resellers are like, yeah, because they're like, these three clowns doing.
Yeah, if you go on Reddit, we're not highly recommended as a podcast because what they want is somebody going on for 40. Yeah, a couple times.
Nice.
What they're looking for is somebody talking about $15 to $30 clothing for 45 minutes straight. Every same pieces every episode forever. Until the end of time.
So boring. Hey, I just got a sale.
That's what people want, man. That's what people want. Guess
you
what,
think
guys?
So? They used to. I don't know. Who are the big? I don't know. I feel like the folks who sell clothes and sell shoes, they have a lot of those folks have good reselling content, but it's about reselling and not necessarily the items that sold. There aren't very many channels that do what sold videos. Let's face it. Right, mine are what sold videos, but I think what draws people in is the topics that I talk about. I don't know.
Well, everybody does the topic thing.
I think they get drawn in by
because of you and Dave, basically. I think
they get drawn in by your Pixar look. They're like, "Is that Fix It Felix? Oh my gosh,
are you looking at my thumbnails?
Yeah, but then what I don't understand is why they're skipping because directly below there's a Rocky Top one, and it's the exact same thumbnail as you, but it's just
longer hair,
objectively
sexier, yeah.
Objectively, but they're skipping it because they don't want to be turned on when they're hearing about eBay.
Hey, speaking of getting turned on,
they want to learn.
We got some questions that people turned into. I don't know, not a great segue.
Turned on
these questions over. Oh, and we got to mention our Wealthy as a Kevin tier Patreon members.
Yes.
Don't let me forget that. The Smiley Thrifter. Kevin wants to say something. Go ahead, Kevin.
No,
we personally would never interrupt you,
but kind of along the same lines is I've started to see, are there like badges for channel members now?
Yeah.
Are those showing up?
Yeah, if you're a channel member, you get a badge. Yeah.
I was going to try to find one of their comments.
There you go. Yeah, anyway, that'll show up in the studio. They get highlighted for us. So that's kind of handy.
All right.
Actually, okay. The Smiley Thrifter Marion said, what do you admire most about each other, or what is your biggest pet peeve about each other?
Haven't we done this before?
We have, but there's new viewers, and I've got something new.
But this is one thing.
Yeah, I've got something new for Kevin. Maybe this is what I said last time. What I admire most about Kevin is his greed. He's very greedy, and he's money hungry. It's inspiring. And what drives me nuts about Kevin is his greed. The fact that he takes 80% of the proceeds, all that sort of stuff, does drive me a little crazy.
And then flaunts it.
Yep.
He's at a Uncle Cracker concert, and he's showing off to us or whatever.
Kid Rock. I think it was Kid Rock he was viewing. And
no, he doesn't. He's not cool
Eminem
enough
was
for
opening
Kid Rock.
up for
He's
Kid
Uncle
Rock.
Cracker.
And then for Kevin, I wrote Carrie's voice. I really admire his voice. It's very sexy and stuff. And then the thing that annoys me is his schedule. So, I mean, that's, we've talked about this.
For Carrie? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Carrie's up from 2 a.m. to 4 a.m., and that's his day. So, Well, your turn, Carrie.
Pretty much. Wait, so am I up for 26 hours or 2 hours?
2 hours. For 2 hours.
Okay.
And you're sleeping for 22. So, what do you admire about
Are we going to
Kevin?
be serious? You want me to be serious?
I wasn't
You
very
guys
serious.
are both.
You can do whatever you want.
You guys are both true friends.
Oh, golly.
Good friends. And I know you would be there for me, both of you guys, if anything was ever. And I appreciate you guys. That's sincerity. And what I dislike about Kevin is
just skip over Dave.
What I dislike. I'm trying to think what I dislike about. It's just all
the
transactions
nipples.
It's all the transactional nature of everything. It's just like
lots of nipples.
He's always got to pencil you in and charge you, and it's just annoying. Dave, what do I, dude? I don't really dislike anything about either of you guys. I'm not super competitive with either of you guys. It's
curvy.
I dislike how large and in charge you are.
Oh man, I don't know how to make jokes about it, so I'll just say that
let's just skip your turn.
Genuinely one of the most kind folks I've ever met. I like him.
Nice. Okay, let's move on.
Dave is an extremely hard worker, and his family loves him.
That's true. Yeah, there's that.
Really,
there's that.
His family's super attached.
They seem to rely on me. Okay, so wealthy as a Kevin.
Wait, I didn't get my annoying things.
Okay,
I gotta get the annoying.
I didn't think you had one.
Carrie knows the annoying thing is that he's just not capitalizing on his enormous potential.
Okay.
Actually, he is. I think you are starting to, by the way. It's really nice. I watched your serious card flipper or short the other day about people like, now's a great time to see if you really can make, this is the best time to sell cards. I thought that was really intriguing. I like that one.
Yeah.
Because the market's not insane like it was. It's like, okay, if you can do it in this market, you're going to succeed. I like that. Idea.
True.
It didn't get any views, but I liked it.
It's okay. It gets enough. And just so people see me, so I can get those brand deals, so I can work with Nabisco or something.
On Granny.
For sure. Dave is inspired. I like Dave's inspiration lately about all of his new stuff. His cooking. He's never afraid to try a new thing. He's very afraid to stick with that new thing if it doesn't go exactly as planned. That is annoying.
Yeah, I'm the kind of person who falls in love with an idea and then hates it 3 weeks later.
Yep. And I'm the kind of person who will fight until the end because I've invested time and my name in something, and it's like I will not let it fail. Mm-hmm. Eventually, I might give up on it, but I will fight for something.
Looking at you, Dibdit.
And so, at some point, you're just going to be like, supply hut, whatever. Let it go.
I let it go because
you did,
Mike. But it was the same concern, right? I feel like I don't know what it is, but if I put my name on something, it's like, daggone it, I'm going to take it off.
I put my name on Supply Hut, then I immediately hated it as soon as I heard something negative. Yeah, it sucks. I always hated Supply Hut.
In my defense, I never used it, but I was...
Mercari's new fees, they're great. Actually, I hate them now. They suck. I'm like the wind.
I did see somebody try to slander Bubble Boy. It was our buddy Shane over there from the locker room.
Shane Waller.
Actually, he didn't really. I don't know if he ever got straight, but he said he got an American Bubble Boy, and he got the bubble wrap, and it said Sealed Air on it. And Sealed Air is actually the company that works with Bubble Boy, by the way. So
Carrie has an American Bubble Butt. So there's that. You never think about that. Okay,
I don't even need cushions when I sit.
Can I thank our Wealthy as a Kevin tier members?
Yes. Oh, man, I really did get us off track. Sorry.
Gem Flipper, thank you so much for your support.
Gem
Who
Flipper,
Ate My
you
Chips?
Are the best.
Buffin' the Stuff, Craig McLaughlin, Biggs Collectibles, Alexandria Pickers, Jay Kreider, CJ Benz Finds, The Flipper Skipper, Lady Arbitrage, No Nose Pickers, Brian Semport, Beal, Harold Tornado, Superhero Headquarters, Mike Camparelli. Happy birthday, Mike. You're going to see this a little late. Today is your birthday. Vintage Sports Flips, PaulsMerch.com, ABC Matt, and Ray's Heck Resell, and of course, our expired Patreon, Logan Murky. Thank you so much for your support.
R.I.P. Logan Murky, but please continue to pay for
Has he commented yet on anything?
I don't think
Can I shout out?
That's a power move, though.
I like
That's
it.
how you have to be involved.
Yeah.
I need to shout out Art a little bit because I'm sure you knew it was Mike's birthday from Art. Is that right?
Yeah, Art called me to tell me. Yeah. But he didn't give me...
So there you go.
Yeah.
I've had people tell me when I do videos with Art, I was like, why are you friends with that guy? And whatever.
Considerate fella.
The same thing with Mike Deathpile. I'm like, dude, some people are just nice people you can tell, even though the rough exterior. And Art went out, I shouldn't say this, but he went out of his way to call Mike and wish him happy birthday. And he went farther than that. He went out of his way to tell me that it was Mike Camparelli's birthday.
Yeah, very nice. Happy birthday, Mike. Congratulations.
Happy birthday, Mike.
36 years old.
36 years young, Mike.
Yep.
Hey, I wanted to say something about Divd too, since you guys got that, and it is having a little success lately. But tomorrow, maybe 17th. I don't know when this comes out, but there's going to be.
That was a gamble.
I'm doing a giveaway.
That was
show.
a calendar gamble. That's what we call that. I don't know.
No, I think it's right. Actually,
okay.
Look at it.
I'll look it up.
17th. I'm doing a pseudo
right.
giveaway show.
You got it.
So anything, I prepared
Nailed
for this
it.
stuff, Dave.
Next
I wrote
week,
it down.
Next week, I'm going to be at the National Card Convention.
There you go.
Why don't you just cancel that?
I got a box of giveaways here. I got Trash to Cash giveaways. That's why I mentioned it, because we're on Trash to Cash. So anybody who buys anything is going to get a giveaway, and I've got stuff ranging at least to $25, $5 to $25 for every single purchase. You're getting a giveaway too. So I might even throw in a $50 item.
So the Trash to Cash merch, what you're saying is it has not sold.
It's not been selling.
No, actually, Trash to Cash is selling well. We've sold more Trash to Cash IKEA bags than we've sold Commonwealth Picker IKEA bags. They're flying.
It's a better logo.
And you're not
Let's
getting
be
any
honest,
of the money.
It's a better logo.
The world is healing.
The Trash to Cash logo is a better logo. It just is.
It's awesome.
And it's more like
29 Trash to Cash.
The thing about the Trash to Cash logo is it doesn't have to be about a content creator. It's literally just what you're doing sourcing. You're taking trash, you're turning it into cash. So like that's why the Facebook group is so successful.
Are you serious?
Yeah, the Facebook group is successful.
I've been trying to turn in all of my cans and stuff and try to get that nickel and that 10 cents.
You can do that.
That's what I always thought it was about. I thought those were cans in the trash can. Is that incorrect?
No, you can turn those to cash if you have one of those states that lets you recycle them for cash. I don't know that all states
I got to go to
that.
California to do it.
Yeah,
but
Vegas
I think it's worth it, probably.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well,
it's like a 2-hour drive.
If you're going to make me pay for this dinner on the 23rd, we either have to go somewhere really, really cheap, or we're going to have to go live from the dinner and raise some money to pay for it.
Yeah, we need to plan that. We need to plan that. We should get on the phone or something.
I think at that time I'll be hanging out with Tim and Jimmy too, and we might be able to figure out on our end too, and we can all be live.
Okay.
Unless you want to come to Cleveland,
but you don't actually.
I don't think you guys want to go to.
You don't need to pay for me, Kev, because I'll probably have my family with me. So you don't need to pay for all that.
And all that cooking money.
Yeah, all that. Oh, yes, the cooking money.
You guys got to fight for us over who gets the tax write-offs. That's what's going to happen. It's going to be a battle of the tax write-off.
She's a Trash to Cash card. It's fine, Carrie. You're paying for it.
Carrie's going to pay for it.
Thank you for the treat. There we go. I mean, we can't pretend like we haven't let Kevin pay for things you and I have done, Carrie.
No, it's happened.
No, you didn't pretend. You told me straight up.
A few times.
What are you going to do about it?
Dinner's on.
I think what you said.
No, that's okay. That's okay. Look at that. Someone else made the same video as me, but their video looks better than mine.
You keep... Just for the record, your mic keeps cutting out, Dave. I don't know why. Like when you start talking, it like cuts out. I don't know why.
Okay.
So annoying.
It's weird too.
It is pretty annoying.
It's an echo cancellation thing, and it's been doing that even though I disable echo cancellation. So what I've been
know it's going to bug you later.
Well,
so you know.
But I noticed it about 10 minutes in, and I started doing a local file, recording straight to my hard drive. So I'm going to in post, and people won't notice it.
Hey Dave, what do either of you know what Naruto?
Yes.
Naruto.
Yes, I sold a backpack
Naruto?
today. I sold a backpack for 15 on Posh today. Naruto.
Oh, I sold a backpack.
Same thing.
I bought it for $1 to sale,
I paid $5.
I believe, and because it looked cool.
Yeah.
Naruto Gara gourd sandbag backpack.
Wow.
That sold for
Could you butcher that any harder? I'm sorry, anime fans out there. You just had the oldest person in the world try to explain what he sold.
That's why I was bringing it up. I've always thought for years I need.
Was it Goku from Naruto? Is that what you're saying?
I don't see Goku. It says Gara, G-A-A-R-A,
oh, Gara, okay.
And it's gourd. It's a gourd sandbag backpack. It's not really a backpack. It's like a gym.
I'm mixing up Dragon Ball Z anyway, so I'm also messing up. So
at any rate, I'm trying to get better at that stuff. I don't just pass by it. It paid off, Dave.
No, I'm laughing at Carrie's fail flex.
Yeah, exactly. Because Goku is definitely Dragon Ball Z, and I don't know who Gara is.
Good try, though.
Neither does Kevin.
Good try.
No, it's 2002 though. That's vintage, for goodness sake. So I'm trying to get a little better at older stuff. I was at a sale the other day that had a bunch of anime stuff, and I'm like, all right, I'm going to go through it. And I found for $1, I found a $55 winner. It was music or a CD or DVD or a combo or something. I don't even know what it is, but I'm like, I sat and learned. I figured it out, and I passed up on a bunch of stuff and bought that one.
Do you have a sale of the week? Either of you?
Me?
Like
I just gave you $4.95. What do you want? I got another one. I got an antique brass mining lamp.
Okay.
Sold for $495. I paid $5.
Wow, two $500 sales ain't bad. What does an antique brass mining lamp look like?
What?
What's that look like? What is that?
So I gave credit to Uncle Steve for the other one. I got to give a little credit to my dad for this one because he pointed out some Coleman lanterns at a sale because I was inside looking at the sale and I was like, hey, go look at the garage. Tell me if there's anything out here. And he pointed out a bunch of Coleman lanterns and I went over and looked at them. And underneath them was this funky little thin lantern. And I'm like, what is this thing? And I wouldn't have even gone over there and looked if it wasn't for him telling me to go look. And $500. And I had it out there for like $700. And I got offers around the $300, $400 range, and I finally settled on one for $495.
That's pretty cool. What about you, Carrie?
Well, I was at a garage. Mine has to do with the garage sales too, as well. I was at a garage sale with my uncle, and we were looking at stuff, and he was like, "Check out all those lanterns over there." And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, Coleman!"
Your story
That
sounds
was the
very
brand.
familiar.
It was Coleman lantern, and under it was a really skinny. Really skinny lamp, and it was like an antique miner's lamp, and I'm like, that's got to be worth some money. That's got to be worth some money. And guess what, man? It wasn't, dude. It wasn't a miner's lamp. It was just a dirty box of books with rat feces in it. I couldn't see. I didn't have my glasses on. I wasn't even at a yard sale. Apparently, I was just wandering around the streets.
Okay.
I got a big DVD surprise. Here's a little bolo that I had no idea about.
What's that?
Midnight Special DVD set.
Okay.
Oh, dude.
Sold for $150.
Wow.
Did you watch Midnight Special back in the day? Are you old enough to watch that?
That's old, dude. I was a kid, but they had reruns and stuff that had come up.
Do you know what I got into this week? Watching Mike Douglas. Do you remember Mike Douglas?
Yeah.
Yeah, Mike Douglas interviews. Hey, look it up. They're
okay.
riveting.
I will. I sold a Harley jacket, a riding jacket. It's actually funny because I was listening to another podcast and someone was saying they couldn't sell a Harley jacket because it was coming up as like $65 shipping for a Harley jacket. And I sold, and he said it was so expensive because it had padding, but mine has padding, and I mean maybe they spent $60 on shipping. Let me look at it. But in a 12 by 12 by 12, 60? I put it in a 12 by 12 by 12. It would have been like 8 pounds. So I don't think it was $6. It was $12.
You got to roll it up and then vacuum seal it, and then it would just fit in a 6 by 4 by 2.
What I would say to that person who can't sell their Harley jacket because it's too big and it's costing $60, you got to fix your dimensions. It should be 12 by 12 by 12.
This should not cost $60, you should stop using calculated shipping without taking any refund for yourself. But that's controversial too, so it will sell. It doesn't.
We're the kings of controversy, so it's gonna be all right.
How do they know it's costing $60?
Someone messaged them. Yeah, someone messaged them and said it's $60.
Somebody from freaking Alaska messaged them.
Probably, yeah. Yeah, that's probably what it was.
Right? So it's costing $60 to
Puerto Rico or something, yeah.
Well, whatever. Hey, but did you hear Puerto Rico is now going to be in the International Shipping Day, which solved our problem, and we don't have to take advice from Harry Tornado, which was kind of embarrassing, by the way.
What was Harry Tornado's advice?
He answered the question. He said,
the golf guy?
In Puerto Rico. He said, here's how to cancel an order without a ding to you or the buyer, talking about your Puerto Rico golf club, Dave.
Okay.
He said, message the buyer explaining why you can't ship the item and tell them you will send them a full refund and still ship them a small gift as an apology, and the tracking will be for that gift. And somebody said, put $5.
But you're still having to ship something to Puerto Rico. How does that solve the problem?
Yeah, but it's a 4-ounce item.
It's still going to cost money.
Yeah, it's going to cost $5.
But with the golf club, I lose $3. With that, you send them $5, and you spend $7, $8, $10.
And you're also circumventing eBay rules, which we don't stand for.
Yeah, we would never break the rules personally.
Personally, I don't know what Kevin's talking about.
If the item was $40, you're going to lose $40 on it.
He's got connections. He can kind of get away with stuff.
Not lose the 40 and not risk yourself getting negative feedback from somebody.
This sounds like something someone would do on Bonanza.
How dare you, Kevin?
Yeah, if it were possible to sell something on Bonanza, that's what they would do.
I've done it before. I've sent. If it's a viewer, like I've had it with a viewer before that.
Wow.
So I was like, hey,
you listening, eBay?
eBay, friend of Kevin.
Oh
my god!
By the way, they never wrote us back about
Ban Hammer.
Okay, wait. Do I have a good sale? Last week? Oh, I have a crappy sale. Hey, crappy sale time.
Sale of the week, patent pending.
Oh, we made this up. Crappy sale of the week. I sold a Mickey Mouse golf club head cover for $6.49. And let's see, the buyer paid $5 to ship it, and after fees, I earned $4.50.
Oh, crappy sale. I'm sorry. I got to give Dave some props about UPS here in a second, but let me find a crappy sale.
Actually, but is that the worst one?
I do have one.
I have a worse one, Carrie. No, it's still it's
really?
It's $4.82. Never mind, it's not worse.
I like to sell toddler shoes because they're super small and super easy. Well, I bought a pair for $1 and they never sold, so I marked it down 30%. They sold for $6.97 plus shipping. That's my.
I would pay good money to watch you try to check out and buy toddler shoes. There's so many questions. Like, are these for you? Or are these for the great grandchild?
Sale, Dave, Carrie. I sold a pair of toddler shoes at a garage sale. I had bought them. I was walking out, and I sold them to him at the end of the parking lot because he wanted them for his grandkid, which I don't know if he did.
I just realized. So I had the item that was new with the tag. I paid $15. It was a UFC hoodie. I'm in Vegas, like the headquarters of UFC rather. And I took the tag off, and I just realized that sold because I never know when anything sells because it just magically ships.
Why take the tag off?
Because I got nervous because of what
Tekken
said. But I sold it for pretty much the same price, though. He doesn't sell new stuff typically. Well, no, he doesn't take the tag off. You're right.
He sells
that
it
was
pre-owned.
me. That was me going too far.
Okay.
I usually just put pre-owned, but then I'm like,
I sell used plush as new all the time if they have the tag. The tag is new. If it has the tag, it's new. I don't care if it's got poop stains on it.
Well, so you think Tech gives bad advice, Dave? That's the title of this.
Tag is new. Tekken Sports knows nothing.
Next video, Dave.
I'm kidding, Tech.
Forever.
I'm kidding.
Hey, I got to give Dave props. Were you done, Carrie?
Oh, I'm done.
Okay, well, I was give Dave props about UPS. So Dave said he's shipping out almost 50% of his items UPS, and I don't. I do have UPS items that I ship out. UPS. So I decided this time I was going to go and because a lot of times if they're really light, it's just it doesn't matter. I'm not even checking, but any item over £1, I checked this week, and a couple of them I would have checked anyways, right? But there was like 5 more that were a little cheaper. I mean, and one of them was significantly cheaper. Mm-hmm. I shipped out probably 20% of my items UPS this week, which is more. Normally it's closer to 5%, 10 maybe. And so even for me in Virginia, which I think is more important for you in Florida, but even for me in Virginia, it saved me some money. So thank you for that.
Yeah, I think I've got.
Appreciate it. Normally 7, I look, but those small items.
I've got 7 for UPS over there, and probably 12 for eBay. So I guess it's like 25-30%.
USPS.
Yeah, USPS. Yeah.
And some of them are only 8 cents, but once I had already decided this one's
cents.
going.
Yeah, once you know you're going to be going to UPS, it does. Why not save the money?
And
I'm like
and I kept track
90% USPS, 95% USPS. I hardly ever use
Well, so here's
UPS.
my one question. Does UPS Ground offer any coverage insurance-wise? Because I think Ground Advantage offers $50, right? So I don't know if UPS Ground does the same.
I believe it's 50, but I'll tell you what, UPS to me is a nightmare to try and get your money out of anyways. I don't even think about it. That's not even a concern for me. Because look, even if you're saving, like I saved like $6.70 in 3 days of shipping, which isn't a huge amount. I didn't even count the ones that I would have done anyways. But if you add that up over a course of a year, that's a lot of money.
I'm speaking Kevin's love language when I'm talking saving 33 cents. Kevin's like, oh, yeah. Man. Oh, Dave's talking about saving 33 cents.
Whoa.
Dude, it's big deal,
you
Dave.
Went motion. You went graphic. You did the motion, dude. You got to be careful. We're going to get demonetized.
Whatever, Mr. I'm listing. Whatever.
Well,
Mr.
Yeah. Well, that's wrong. That's wrong. First off, this is obviously Dave's off day. This is the every other day. That's why Dave's acting like this. This is his off day.
What does that mean, my off day?
No, you're every other day right now.
Oh,
not Dave.
That's actually not true. Yes, other. Kevin.
Just imagine if you would. Just imagine if. Yeah, that's funny. Just imagine if you would cut down your boxes to size every single time. How much?
I don't do. I just ship everything as 12 by 12.
I know. You do one time when you get like 4 inches at the top. Do it and look at it, and sometimes it's saving you like $4 or $5. By the way, Tim over the years,
I resized the box
4 inches
today.
will save you a lot of money.
Resized the box today for an AV receiver. I had to ship 3 or 4 AV receivers today. I don't know why I do this to myself.
Seriously.
Do you ever, when you have to ship an AV receiver, do you ever just look up in the sky and go, "Thank you, J Ride"?
No, well, listen, and I sell them for like $40 every time. $40, $40.
J Ride invented. I love J Ride.
He did.
They take me
for inventing that.
I told him he's like discount Osborne to thrift. I don't know if he likes that, but he's kind of like.
I timed myself.
Since we don't have Osborne to thrift, we got to settle for J Ride.
I timed myself because I was curious, and it took about 6 minutes per AV receiver to ship it. And
that's not bad. That's really good. It takes me longer than that.
It's $40. Well, I don't ship them that well, but it's $40. Fair. My cost is low. I actually resorted all my shipping area. Kevin, you'll be proud.
Look, I am. I'm getting excited about this episode.
Oh my gosh, you guys!
See, look at that.
Oh my gosh, look at that. That doesn't even look like you're.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? And I put labels and stuff. Yeah, and look, I mounted up my bubble wrap.
Turn your volume down, guys, so you don't have to hear Kevin's grunting.
Yeah.
See, look, so good. When I was down there,
I cleared out this whole area here. It's pretty cool. And there's all. Oh wait, look, you can see all my UPS
golf clubs.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm making money on almost all of them.
When I was down there before, I'm like, Dave, where is this box? Where's this box? Where's this? And then Tim comes here, and he's yelling at me for not having enough boxes. I'm like, well, you'd have a cow if you saw Dave.
Yeah, no.
You'd freak out.
Mine weren't even in any sort of order. Like, they were just in a big stack, and you just had to try to pull them all out until you found one that fit.
You could find the plans to the Commonwealth Picker shipping table on Commonwealth.
I bought them, and then I didn't really like them, so I complained to the seller.
I could see, because your system was so good.
Yeah. I didn't really like the shape. The shape of it.
I didn't.
Tim did give you credit.
Yeah, no, it was good.
Tim did give you credit on here, Carrie. He says Carrie has the right attitude about shipping. Don't care, flat rate, charge more if you really need it. Keep it moving.
Yeah. Exactly. Keep it moving. Keep it grooving. Hey,
speaking
of
guys. Dawn, that is a great idea. Sunk cost. That's a great Dawn merchandise. She could have a sunk cost T-shirt and just have an arrow pointing this way.
Yeah, pointing to Carrie.
Yeah.
Oh, dude. Oh, yeah. The amount of money I wasted for no reason today was kind of
You're
impressive.
Gonna get it back if you follow the right steps.
Yeah,
you'll get it back.
You're gonna sell your other iPhone.
You got an iPhone's worth money. It's not like you
what
can't
year?
sell it.
Which iPhone did you get? What's the new iPhone?
I got a 15 Max,
right.
512. Like, might as well if I'm gonna do a new one. I might as well get because I do all my editing on my phone. So
it's a write-off, so it's free. Mm-hmm. It's free. It's a write-off.
Well, don't you have to?
That's how write-offs work.
Amortize it or whatever because it's over $1,000. Isn't there something like that?
No, but see, there you could. But Dave, and I know you're going to resell that thing, so just write off his cost of goods, right?
Yeah. Okay, let me read you some questions over on the Patreon. Courtney,
I'm not an accountant.
Courtney Robbins Ness said, "I find that my vacations involve some thrifting or sourcing of some kind now. Do you all source while on vacation? Do you ever go cold turkey and no sourcing while vacationing? I think it's a great way to check out an area, especially if there's some estate sales you can see inside the homes in the area. Thanks for being honest and funny."
Yeah. I don't thrift very much. Goodwill, Salvation Army, whatever. I don't do that very much, and I certainly don't do it on vacation. I will sometimes, but I can't drive past a yard sale. I can't drive past one.
Is that because you want to write off your vacation?
Well, I write it off because I'm usually doing something for it, but depending on what the vacation is and what we're doing. But no, it's because I can't drive past the yard sale.
I usually end up sourcing on vacation. My goal is still to not on this vacation. I'm still trying to stick to my shipping or my buying freeze all the way until like August. I'm still trying, and now that I don't have to do the highway sale, that's gonna help me. I don't even know if I'm gonna. I don't even know if I'm sourcing in August yet. I haven't decided.
Dude, you're living it up right now. Me and Dawn have never gone to any city and not thrifted in our whole relationship. Everywhere we go. Now that my stepkids, they're older, but back in the day they hated it because they'd want to go to we're in California, they want to go to the beach, and we're stopping at 17 thrift stores before. If we can make it to the beach, maybe. But we're here for thrifting in beautiful Southern California.
Yeah. I do. I didn't go to one thrift store last time I was down in North Myrtle Beach, but I have in the past. And I do when Bearded Thrift Machine. I've hooked up with him down there a few times and gone out. So I don't know. I like it. That reminds me of something, Carrie. When you talk about your kids and them hating it. Oh, shut up! This is good, Carrie. I think you'll like this. So I would go. Okay. I did another sale. Occasionally, I do sales with my boy, on the way to his game. And so we wake up early and go to his game. And sometimes my wife takes him to the game, and I just go garage selling at my own pace and try to get there right when the game starts. And man, I had people like, because I bought some from the last sale, and I looked at my watch, and I'm like, I'm going to be 10 minutes late to the game, and I got shredded by a couple people.
You're like Arnold Schwarzenegger from Jingle All the Way, except you don't have like a respectable job. You're just not showing up.
Well, listen.
Thank you. You're our number one customer. Thank you. You're our number one customer. Arnold's the best.
Dave, and when you had a real job, not even when you were working from home, but I mean, I'm sure there were times you missed the family stuff because of your job.
Yeah, because the travel was. I mean, I had to go to Beijing for 2 weeks, come home for 2 weeks, and go to Japan, and I remember like I kept missing my daughter's birthday because I'd always have to be in LA during her birthday. So yes, definitely, and
that was kind of the point. I'm like, this is my job. I can't take I mean, it's baseball. He plays every Saturday. I mean, what am I? I mean, first of all, he's in my house. I mean, I see him 24/7. He's my buddy.
You play fake catch with him often.
I play fake catch with him at least 4 times.
We get it, man. You don't got time for your kid. We get it.
Okay, so Phil said when Carrie moves to Florida, will he be the permanent taste tester on Dave's cooking show? Will Dave need to get a couch for Carrie to sit on like Ed McMahon? I think so.
I will say, can I answer this?
I just silently in the background, just like you just
watching me
scoop something up, and I just nod or
lick your lips,
like,
oh, that looks tasty.
Speaking of greed, I'll answer the question. If Dave gets less views if he's the official tester, he will not be the official tester.
No, I will be cut out. I'll be cut out faster than I'm cut out of Kevin's videos.
It's true.
I'm not even invited to Kevin's videos.
That's not true. You've been every single time you've been in these videos. Actually, Dawn has because she's the one finding stuff. I always film her.
That's true. I don't need your clout anymore. So that's all good.
Susquehanna Picker said, if you were starting out brand new to reselling, going balls to the wall full-time at the beginning, full-time. So brand new, first of all, brand new and reselling and full-time, those things don't all go together.
Yeah,
but anyways, at the beginning of a garage sale season, how much startup capital will you need?
That is a
lot
good question.
if you're going full-time. If you have no inventory and you're going full-time from scratch.
I think the question itself reveals a problem.
Yeah, do you have a nest
egg? I think the question itself reveals a problem because garage sale season, it shouldn't matter. Now, you might want to start during garage sale season because it's a great place to source. But if you're asking that question, you're already missing the concept of trying to develop a sourcing network, not just based on one particular thing like thrifting or even two. Garage selling, I think it's not easy if all you do is garage selling, depending on where you live, to be like, I'm going to make a living just going to garage sale. I think the better strategy is garage sales, but use that to make your connections and to source, because if you really want to make a big go of this and really ramp it up, it needs to be more than garage sales. It needs to be consistent sources and garage sales. Just saying. That's my opinion.
Okay.
So, thanks for your chiming in and piggybacking on my opinion.
No,
there.
I think that
I agree with everything you said.
Me and Carrie agreed right in the beginning that like to go full time with no inventory, no capital, no income at all, where you can't pay your bills.
Well, he didn't say no capital. He said how much capital would you need? I'll give you my answer. I wouldn't do it unless I had a reserve of capital, not just for purchases. I'd want a decent sized one for purchases. I would want one for my family's stability as well, and no debt and all kinds of other things. So that's my answer to it. I wouldn't jump into
6 months.
Like
6 months. So like what, like 4 or 5 million, and you'd feel comfortable?
Oh, gosh, listen, I think restricting, if you have a restrictive budget for sourcing, and you start using it on one style of sourcing, it will keep you from doing the second or third or better styles of sourcing. So I would have a nice little nest egg of sourcing money combined with the personal side. I don't know what that number is, but man, I mean, how quick? Dave, you know how quick you can go through? You can buy stuff. I mean, how much money you spend out there?
Yeah, I can spend a lot really
reselling?
fast. Yes,
oof,
especially if you're buying the wrong
that stuff. At all.
The problem is, too, like if you're investing in stuff and it's not turning over fast enough because you're new, you're just ending up, you're out of money. So you would probably want to be doing something like Whatnot to get rid of your stuff that's stale as quickly as possible, and you'd be losing money on that. The thing is, you're going to lose money a lot at first because you're learning.
Well, you're just going to lose money because you're purchasing stuff, period, that you're outlaying cash for. Unless you're just buying great stuff and turning it over, you're going to be in the hole at the beginning for a while.
The only way you can guarantee like making it is if you find like just like an old dirty well full of soggy Intamin. If you find thousands of those and put those on eBay at the right price, you undercut the evil empire and you get rid of them.
I would never suggest somebody start reselling from ground zero unless they had enough money to live on for 6 months.
Yeah.
Period.
Realistically, you should be a reseller before you decide to go full time. You need to see if you like it, see if you're any good at it.
If you don't
see if it works for you.
If you don't have the money, then start with $100 and build it up, and don't use any of the money, and build the money you're making as your nest egg to then quit your job, and then you have the capital to source. That's the way I do it.
Well, you use some of the money you're making to buy more stuff, you're saying.
You do what I did.
Okay, percentage.
Graduate college, get fired from In-N-Out, and then I might as well start at that point.
Yeah, but you were living, your mom was paying the bills, Carrie.
Oh, yeah, I had 0 bills. That helped a lot, pretty much. Yeah.
Okay, so let's pretend in this hypothetical that you have another source of income, maybe a wife or a husband or someone who's paying your bills. Maybe you're living with your parents. And you just want to start reselling, so you can start to accumulate stuff. I mean, $1,000, that's fine. If you have to pay your bills though, and you don't have a nest egg, probably $20,000, because you got to cover the bills for several months plus buy stuff.
Depends on what your bills are. I don't think 20 is enough. If you're, how much of your bills, how much of your money that you're not making now are going to that? That's, I don't know. It just depends.
It's an impossible
what your mortgage
to answer,
is.
Really. Yeah.
But thanks, because we just wasted.
But we did answer
6 minutes on it, and I think we answered it.
Okay, so JK's Card Shack. I think y'all have mentioned this before, but I'm convinced the eBay algorithm, put on your glasses, somehow does push or promote items that I've sent offers on. I see it weekly. I'll send an offer, and then shortly thereafter, the item sells for full price to a non-offeree. What do you think?
I think correlation isn't necessarily causation.
Oh, nerd.
That's what I think.
Oh, my God.
It's
true. Move my glasses.
I heard someone say this once. I don't know what it means.
I'm a doctor.
Okay, for whatever. So you get an offer for something, or you've got multiple people who are looking at it, so you're able to send an offer. It means that the item's got some sell-through rate to it, and that might be why you're doing it.
Well, I think causation is correlation.
No, you don't.
There. I don't know what either of those words mean.
Yeah, I think that if something's caustic, it can burn you.
Yes, dude. Thank you.
That's the thing.
Flammability, we don't talk enough about it.
Okay, so Rod asked a question. He said, if you were an adult film star, what would your stage name be?
This is rough.
And so
you got to do your first animal in the street you grew up on.
Your
right?
first animal?
Yeah.
What, like the first animal you owned?
See, that would.
Dog?
Yeah, the name of the first animal.
I knew it was
the name of it.
I knew
was
it was
dog?
your first animal,
Dana.
But I didn't know that it was the first street.
It's like the street you grew up
Talkie.
on.
Well, I grew up on
My cat's
Avenue
name was
D,
Talkie.
so...
Delwood Talkie.
So what's your name?
That doesn't work.
What's your name?
What was it?
Delwood Talkie.
Dave. Elwood Talkie.
Yeah, Elwood Talkie.
Elwood Talkie. I like it, dude.
Dude, that's really good.
Could you imagine that, dude? You're just coming to fix the sink, and you're
dude. I love
Elwood Talkie.
I love that.
Dude, mine is really good. Mine's really good. It's what I used for the bit I did for the guy the other day. Whatever I do every week.
Motivation.
What's that called? The motivation? Yeah, it's Killer Fort Lewis. I think that's perfect.
Fort Lewis. Okay.
Because my dog's name was Killer, and I grew up on Fort Lewis. So.
Well, I grew up on Avenue D, so I'll just use D because it doesn't make sense.
I like Avenue D.
It would be Buffy D.
Buffy D.
Okay, so I asked ChatGPT what our names would be, and it gave us two options. So for Carrie, it gave us Carrie Heat and
Carrie Heat.
Carrie
I like
Deep.
It. Okay. Carrie Deep Heat. Deep Heat Carrie.
For me, it gave Dave Maverick, which I do like Top Gun, and Dave Hardon. which is just one word. That's just one word. That's just one word. That's just how you pronounce the last name. It's not specific.
Directly to the point.
And then you've got Kevin Rockwell, which he is related to the Rockwell, so it makes sense.
I like that.
Or Kevin Strokes, which is really too on the nose. Too on the nose with these.
Oh, that's great merch. That would be great trash to cash merch. Like, instead of our names, just our porn names.
So I asked to give 10 for Kevin, and one of them is just kind of funny. Kevin Oakley. And he does wear Oakleys. So I don't really understand how that's an adult film star name, but Kevin Oakley.
Have you ever seen, and I'm just saying this, I've never seen one myself, but have you ever seen an adult film star who doesn't wear Oakleys?
That's probably true, yeah. Gem Flipper said, what is the most expensive or disappointing item that was lost or broken in the mail? Like, to us?
Like, that we shipped out?
Yeah, either or. I mean...
I sold some jadeite stuff. It's been a long time that some of the pieces didn't make it.
Was this like the olden days? Was this like Oxcart? Or like...
Yeah, this is the olden days.
I just had one today where the guy... I sent out like this pipe fitting stuff, and more than half of it got lost, and it was like a $60 sale. It's pretty disappointing. I don't know.
But lost? They're talking about broken.
He said lost or broken.
Oh, lost or broken.
Yeah.
There you go. Oh, I got one then. It was a shirt. It was a $200 shirt. I didn't insure it or anything.
Oh, yeah.
California. Went to L.A. of all places. What do you know?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Carrie, you got anything?
So...
When I was, the first time I went cross country doing Picking Across America, we sent so many boxes from your place home, and a good portion, any bobblehead pretty much that was not in a box broke, no matter. And Dawn, you know how Dawn packs; she's very thorough.
Yeah, I'm surprised that stuff broke.
A lot of a good portion, to the point of like when we go on this trip, anything that's breakable is just going to stay in the car, and we'll ship home like the less fragile stuff. You know,
this time ship the right stuff home, Carrie.
Yeah,
true. Yeah,
that's true.
That's a whole. My attachment to Monster Jams is terrible.
We'll go live on Dip from
Carrie ships
Kentucky,
back like
Tennessee,
free Monster Jams and leaves me with hundreds of dollars worth of stuff, and it's like, yeah, sweet.
I've sold like $6 worth of Monster Jams, and it cost me like $50 to ship them home, and then
I sold those death lamps for like $100 that you didn't want because they were poisonous.
Yeah, I was really worried about that, wasn't I?
You were pretty worried.
I channeled my inner Dawn and picked up. I've been skipping a lot of MCM lately because I've got a whole tub full of it, and once it's full, it's like, eh.
Yeah.
But I saw this mushroom wall hanger the other day that had a bunch of like rubbery mushrooms hanging out of it. I'm like, I got to get this for $1. And there's none on there, so I made up a price. I made up a price for a bunch of stuff lately.
Yeah.
What
kind of? Well, I had.
You can do that with the following you have. You can do that.
Well, no, it's because there's nothing out there, so you just make up the price
and see what happens. I did that with some stuff today, like stuff I had bought on my international travel for like Tina, stuff she didn't want anymore, like teapots and stuff from China, which there's like you can't find it anywhere. Like I don't know, so I was just making up prices. But I always go super low. I'm like, $15, whatever. I don't care. $20, whatever. If it sells,
sometimes
it's
better better go high.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe. But
it depends on what it is.
So they've got this scam over in China. It's the tea house scam.
I always list high.
Just one?
There's many scams, but one of them is the tea house scam. And it's such a good scam that I actually didn't...
Is this the one where you get the massage?
No. They do have that stuff there, too. But it's such a good scam that I didn't even realize I got scammed till I got home and someone told me. They said, oh my gosh, you fell for the tea house scam. And the whole scam is like a tour guide or something will tell you, oh, come to my home. My wife does tea sales. And they bring you to their house and they like feed you all this tea.
Why did you do that? That already sounds like a terrible idea. You don't even like people that much. Why would you have even got that far?
It was fun, actually. This is why I didn't realize it was a scam, because I loved it. I went into their home. I saw their neighborhood. They showed me like their bathroom, which had like it was a communal bathroom. Well, it was because I had to use the bathroom. They're like, yeah, down the road. They walked me down the road to the bathroom.
Well, that's awesome.
And it's just like a hole in the ground. There's no toilet paper or anything.
Capitalism.
Do you just look at other people while you poop?
Yeah, it was
good point, Kevin.
Strange.
Kevin's anti-capitalism now.
But no, anyways.
No, it was
so
sarcasm.
we sit down for like an hour, and she gives me like 15 different teas to try. The thing is that apparently at the very end, if it's like it's free, but it's not free. Okay, so the tea house scam is as such. They give you all this tea. They say they're giving you samples, and then at the end they try to sell you tea. and they have some tea that's like 100 years old, or they say it's 100 years old. They have all these different teas. If you don't buy it, though, they won't let you leave. They will tell you, oh, no, that was not free. We have to charge you for the samples, and it's like, $50 for all the samples of tea.
No, that's where you go back to the hole, you take the poop with you, and you say, well, I didn't
realize it because me and my friend spent like 2 hours.
You've been to Vegas, Dave.
Listen, let me finish. We spent like 2 hours. Me and my friend spent like 2 hours there. She gave us like 15 different tea samples. We had a lovely time, really sweet family. And at the end, we wanted to support her, so we bought tea. And we bought like a teapot and a big thing of tea, and we both spent like $80-$100 each at these people's house. And we had a lovely time. It seemed like a pretty cool thing. We brought home souvenirs, and they didn't give us any problem because we spent money. So it didn't even know I got scammed because I feel like I paid for a service and items.
I went to Kevin's house and I pooped in a hole for free at Kevin's house.
Yeah. But apparently, if you don't buy anything, that's where it turns hostile. But for us, it worked out because the problem was we did this at like 9 p.m. Yes, 9 p.m. Carrie. Stranger's house in Beijing, 9 p.m.
Yeah, dude,
why not do a tea
making
party?
A plethora of terrible decisions.
We did not sleep at all because tea has caffeine in it. And we had like 15 glasses of tea at 9 p.m. So we were up all night. I called my friend the next day. I'm like, did you sleep? He's like, nah, not at all. I was like, me either. And then on my way home from China, I drank tap water because I ran out of bottled water, and I got some sort of disease, and I was 105 fever on the flight home.
You're drinking tap water in China, dude?
I drank tap water one time the day before I flew out, and I got so freaking sick.
I lived in Mexico. That's like the first thing they teach you is do not drink tap water. Nobody drinks tap water. Everything is bottled. Yeah, so, I mean... Even Kevin knows not to do
I was shaking. When I got home, I was like, hey, I'm home. And I go down, I lay in the bed, and Tina's like, how come you feel so hot? I had 105 fever. Dude. I was in bed for 4 days, vomiting.
What was it? Like, what do they call that? Like some sort of...
botulism? I don't know. Whatever you get from drinking tap water in Beijing. I don't know. But don't do it.
Mao's revenge.
Don't do that. It was horrible. So that was a weird story we got into. Why did we get into that?
Yeah.
Oh, because I listed those teapots. I listed the teapots that I spent $100 on.
There you go.
Yeah, for $15.
We don't have segments. We're not ruled by segments on this podcast. We just go wherever Dave wants to go.
Poop of the week. Poop of the week.
Perverted stuff Kevin wants to say.
Some podcasts are on for an hour and a half, and they have one segment. Like, they have a topic. I don't think
we
that's
never
possible.
do the topics. Well, they don't know. So I've listened to some of these podcasts. I listen to some of these podcasts, and they always have a topic, and the topic is like expired. They're finished talking about it like 12 minutes in, because you can only say so much stuff about like, oh, is it good to get the slow nickel or the fast dime? Did I say nickel? Yeah. Nickel, slow nickel or the fast dime? And it's like 8 minutes later. Oh, we're done talking about that. Let's just talk about other random stuff. That's I guess it's kind of good to have something.
Have you heard Amazon is trying to compete now? You've seen Amazon introducing their rollout to compete with Temu and all that stuff.
Isn't Temu trying to compete with Amazon?
Which is a little ironic. They work.
So you're telling me you can buy stuff on Amazon now?
Mm-hmm. It's a new thing.
No, they're specifically trying to compete with this, not knockoff stuff, but stuff that is, similar to other products that we're aware of that are just way cheaper. But they're just drop shipping this stuff from China because that's where everything's made anyways. I don't know if it's going to work, but if anybody could do it, it'd probably be Amazon.
Yeah, I agree.
Temu
but it's really,
they're never going to pay you, Carrie. I'm sorry to say.
By the way, Temu and those places, they're the death of those Amazon bin store sellers, man. They've just absolutely eaten it away, which is whatever. It doesn't affect me that much, but it affected a lot of people.
That's disappointing, Kevin.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, but
it is what it is.